welcome back to the broadcast booth here at the Gran Via in Madrid. My name is Henry Kilbane, joined by Randy Liu for some four-card action. Finally, Randy, we get to quench the thirst of the four-card lovers out there. Twice as many cards, and what I've been told is that means it's twice as fun to play. Randy, we got a 25k PLO MTT on our hands.
Yes, that's great. You know, like they didn't have a PLO tournament before. I think they tried it one or two other stops, but just one event. But then, you know, we're in Europe, we're in Madrid, everyone's happy. People want to splash and party. Throw a PLO tournament in there, and we got some big names in there, don't we?
I mean, big names feels like a bit of an understatement when you have Patrick Antonius and Tom Dwan leading the way. Going to give you boys and girls a bit of insight as to who we have in the mix, but it's the player in fourth currently. Now, I know you see him there with 38 bigs, which means that if he's on our feature table, you and I just get to mute our mics and he does everything for us because he's one of the most entertaining players, Elton Sang. But Patrick Antonius leading the way of 79 bigs and quite a hefty drop-off to Tom Dwan on 48, Jay Osmus, and who's that in fifth place? No.
That's Jeff Gross?
Is that JG? Jeffrey Gross in the mix, his first ever Triton. I have a question. If he wins this, does he just has to retire, right?
Yes.
It's just all downhill from there. Like, you cannot do any more in poker.
It would be amazing. He'd be beating like the best PLO players out there. Like, honestly, why would he even come back to the commentary booth? He would just keep buying into all the other Triton events, be a two-time champion by the time we leave Madrid.
There we go. So we're going to be keeping an eye on Jeff Gross. And don't forget, boys and girls, he is doing that giveaway over on his social media channels, which I believe you still have time to get involved in. So if you're not following Jeff, go check him out on Twitter. Go and check him out on Instagram, because currently, as things stand, he's in a great spot to reach the money. Talking of money, 290,000 euros up top. Another healthy prize pool here at the Gran Via. 850,000 overall with a min cash of 60,000 euros. So just quickly now, that min cash being almost 2.5 buy-ins, do you think that's going to affect the way these guys approach that money bubble?
Yeah, usually that means that cashing is even more important, right? Like if it's just, oh, you get your money back. Well, while important, it's not as important. We are playing PLO in a tournament format, and there's no antes, right?
Oh, okay. Well,
I assume there's no antes. I've never seen. There's a big blind ante. Things change.
There we go. I was going to say, if there's no antes, Nano, we're going to be here until 6 o'clock. We're going to be able to head over and get a Mackie D's breakfast by the time we wrap things up. But no, we are going to be playing down to 8 players, I believe. So coming back with a field of 13. Could be here for a while. I know equities obviously run a lot closer, and as you mentioned, in the tournament format, you're also going to be forced to be more involved with the introduction of that big blind ante. So with that being said, it could be over within an hour. We could be down to the final 8, and then we'll be coming back tomorrow crowning a champion, and someone out of these final 13 will be heading home with 290,000 euros. I personally want to see Tom Dwan go pretty far in this. Like, I'd like to see him get, 4 or 5 handed, because I haven't had the chance to see Tom Dwan play much PLO in what feels like the last 5 years or so when it comes to like televised PLO.
Yeah, no. But he's known to play PLO. He knows how to play heads-up PLO. I think he had like challenges way back when, right? I think maybe Patrick Antonius. So like Patrick Antonius is known to play PLO. I think it'll be great to be able to watch both of them play. Are they at the same table?
Yeah,
I think, right?
I think so. Well, let's dive into the feature table. Who we're going to have? So we have
different table, but still
different table.
Who's the other guy across from Patrick?
Well, Phil Ivey, Paul Pua in the mix as well. Eric Seidel, Jerry Osmus, and Philip Lovrick. So Paul in contention for his second title of the series, as well as obviously Eric Seidel. We saw him finish runner-up in the 75K. Phil Ivey had an amazing Cyprus trip I want to say cashed 5 for 5. In fact, let's check him out
Jeez.
on the profile. In Cyprus, did incredibly well. Okay, so out of 5 events, he had a first, a fourth, and a fifth, cashing for over 1.5 million out there. So a lot of big names here, and history could be made again. You know, just depending on how the cards fall. I just want to see Jeff Gross get it done. I'm not going to lie. We're meant to be impartial from the broadcast booth, but when one of our very own is out there, you just have to root for him. And we're going to head on down to the main stage, out in the halls of the Gran Via here in Madrid for event number 11, the 25K PLO, where these final 13 players are going to be battling it out for 290,000 euros. And, well, the first step is to find the bag.
Yes.
Bag and tag for the night, head back to the hotel, maybe on your way back to the hotel, stop off at the players' party for just the one drink.
You can't do just
the one drink, Nano. If you've bagged for day 2, I believe that all of these guys are disciplined and they'll know, hey, early night, get up, hit the spa, hit the solvers, review everything. At least that's what I would.
That's what you would do. That is not what they would do.
I would like to pretend that that's what I would do. That I would be that disciplined. Looking at our feature table, Phil Ivey, bottom of the pack with just 9 big blinds. But trust me, boys and girls, when I say that 9 big blinds in PLO can turn into 50 real quick.
Yeah. Well, you're professional PLO player, right? So you're going to know what's going on very quickly. Me, not so much.
If I was a professional, Randy, do you not think I would be out there playing
like Jeff
instead
Gross
of being in here commentating and calling the action?
That's true. Yeah, Jeff left us, but I'm actually rooting for him. I'm pretty sure he was throwing out percents to all of his commentators out there, so we better be rooting for him hard.
Was he actually?
I think he was, but he might have took it back. Who knows?
What, like a cheeky little 2-ball, you know?
Oh, so you're just going greedy, straight to the 2-ball. You're going to get the 1-ball.
I was going to go for the 1, but I was like, it's JG, you know, he's a pretty generous guy. Bought me dinner the other day, didn't even like... But the time I got my card out, my wallet, he's like, no. He's like, all right, you're just showing off now.
Well, he already knows he's going to make a lot of money in this tournament, so yeah, good vibes. So, I think we got... Okay. They're like figuring out how to show their cards on... No one's ever done this before.
Ivy just laughing at Eric. It took his time to do so.
Yeah, he's been getting pretty funny.
Double the cards. Double the fun, boys and girls.
Alrighty. So, as much as I love Paul, I don't know how experienced he is in PLO. But he's playing it because he wants some trophies, right? But he might be a dog to the field, but he has good intuition and can probably adjust on the fly pretty quickly.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. He's on the up and up as well. And he'd be the first to say that, you know, he's an amateur, but he's been getting it done out there. That's flop bottom set.
135.
And versus large sizing, gonna get 3 quick folds.
Yeah, I assume. So this open in a straight draw is just too weak in PLO. Because obviously in no limit hold'em, this would be a call.
Yeah, I think it just gets really awkward with the fact that we have no pair blocker. We're tri-suited, so we're blocking our own redraw outs if we do turn it as well. And yeah, the SPR going to the turn is going to be 1. So on non-ace and non-9 turns, we're just forced to fold. And even if a heart rolls off, like I said, you know, tri-suited, you're blocking your own outs. It's always annoying though. That's the thing about PLO run is so often, you know, you find yourself drawing to something, even if it's in the form of backdoor quads, you know. Listen, I've chased many a backdoor quads in my time.
But you've hit them. You haven't hit them yet.
Failed miserably.
I see. Yeah, it's obviously a different beast of a game, but We're here to learn.
For sure. I think one of the things you'll see there as well is, when the SPR changes, leverage changes a lot, right? So you don't really get to realize that equity as often.
So first thing I want to ask you, thoughts on this kind of limping strategy with these 20-something big blind stacks?
I don't.
This is not your stack size you would like to play with.
Honestly, I think it's probably fine in theory. I'm just not sure whether, like the hand like Jack 10 9 7 for sure. You don't want to be raise folding a hand that's that connected, but it's tri-suited. It has a gap. Flush draw going to be dominated.
But to someone like Paul, he might not think the gap is that big of a deal. But I guess is this a significant problem?
I think it is when it comes to getting involved from the hijack off of 20 bigs.
Well, he's just stabbing here. He doesn't have anything, does he? Does he think he has a flush draw? Because he doesn't.
Jack of diamonds. Well, yeah, if a fourth diamond rolls off, he's got a jack high flush down there.
Hey, there's some people in the chat that don't know the rules.
It's funny you say that because the first time I ever did commentary for the Galfon challenge, one of the guest commentators trolled me magnificently in the sense that he came into the booth and straight away admitted, he knew nothing about heads up PLO. Not that I do. But he was like, so Henry, if I have the ace of diamonds in my hand and there's 4 diamonds on the board, I have an ace high flush, right? And I answered him sincerely because I didn't want him to make him feel bad, in front of like 5,000 people if he didn't know. So I'm telling him, I'm like going through like how the hand rankings work, and he's just letting me dig a hole for myself. I'm like, you got to use 2 cards from your hand, 3 from the board. And after about 2 minutes of me explaining this, he just turns around and he's like, I can't believe you took me seriously there.
220.
I was just
You think they're going to have the guy as guest commentator? He doesn't know anything about PLO.
He just came in, he was like, hey, Henry, I play Hold'em and never played PLO in my life. I've never played a hand of PLO. And it was the way that he asked it as well, He asked it as...
It's very genuine.
Very genuine. He was like, hey, man, if there's 4 diamonds on board and I have the ace of diamonds, I have the nuts, right? Yeah.
There's actually one thing I really hate about PLO that always tricks me 100%. I don't even know the situation, but maybe you do. It looks like you got a full house, but you don't. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I hate that, and that's why I don't play the game.
Yeah, so you got like ace king on a king 10 10 10 board or something.
Something like this.
Yeah,
Yes. I think that's exactly it. And then I'm betting, and then I call, and then the chips go the other way. Yeah, it's not a game for me. But it's a game for these guys. What does he got? Top pair with the king. Doesn't really look that strong. I'm surprised no one's got an 8.
Yeah, Osman's knuckling back, top. Backdoor clubs.
Tell me 12 cards, no one can have an 8, and no one can have a diamond draw.
Welcome to PLO.
Yeah. So has Lovric played some Triton events? Because it's the first time I've seen him.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen him as well. Great question. And I'll fire up the application. So according to the app, his Triton track record is $0 in earnings due to the fact that he has never played a Triton event.
So you literally came out to play. He's like, I'm a PLO professional, came out to play this, and...
Well, here's the thing. He's from Sweden.
Yes.
Which means that 30 seconds after he was delivered as a child, the first word that came out of his mouth was Monkasolver. And then the second word was PLO.
Got it.
That's what happens over there, believe it or not.
So a lot of good Swedish PLO players is what I'm assuming.
The Swedish Armada, as we like to call them. Some of the most feared PLO players in the world.
He just binked that river, didn't he? Ace Queen against the Ace King. Looking good. Is that... Pot size bet. So is this a value bet or what's going on here? I'm a little confused, but takes it down. So that was in the solver.
That was in the solver. I'm not going to try and guess what solver Lovrik's living in. He's from Sweden. Like, we're already drawing dead. We just get to sit back and enjoy the show. Blocking boats.
Did Ivy just leave? Just walked away? Where'd he go?
He got moved to the other table because we are down to the final 10 players. So 2 tables of 5.
But we still got JG.
We still got JG.
That's all I need to know. We got Tom Don.
We do have Tom Dwan.
This is good. It's actually pretty crazy to see a tournament where we got Patrick, Ivy, Tom Dwan, Seidel, like all the original guys still in it, competing for a title. It's pretty cool. Nostalgic.
Yeah, it definitely certainly brings flashbacks, doesn't it, from the good old days.
Yeah, we're just like missing like a couple people. We just got a complete, perfect flashback. We got Tony G around, you know, it's awesome. This would never happen at any other series. They just wouldn't, the guys just wouldn't show up, you know? Alrighty. So Antonius takes that one down. So you see Antonius' strategy is a little different than Paul. Open raising instead.
This is more like it when we meet in the tournament.
Wait, is Ivy back?
It's more normal at this point.
He never left.
Didn't the floor come over and slide him the rack?
I'm minus 27,000.
Ivy's voice is still here.
Has he still got his mic
He's
on?
still got his mic on at the other table.
That's hilarious.
Don't say anything bad, Ivy.
Yeah, tournaments. You want 600 in tournaments? That's it.
You ask my guy come. The guy.
You lose 600 the next 2.
And Ivy's so sick, he's still at this
Next tournament's
table.
100K, right? Short deck tomorrow.
Like, 2 tabling.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, real quick. This hand perceives to be decent in Nolan Hold'em, but it's not actually that good of a hand, right? Ace 9 7 5.
Yeah, rainbow.
It's too disconnected.
It's not that it's disconnected, just,
You want a little bit of a flush draw somewhere at least, you think?
Yeah, 100%. I understand how inviting being on the button can be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think
A little too weak.
a little too weak off of 23.
But the good news is he did fold to a raise, right? Not compound that kind of a mistake.
He did indeed. Antonius chipping on up. The rich get richer.
Yeah, I believe Antonius' main game was PLO for a long time. Might still be. I don't know. But I know he was known to be like one of the best PLO players. And he's chip leading the tournament. He's chip leading until JG comes up, right?
JG is just going to sneak through the back door.
He's not one of those chip leader type players, is he? All right, so Paul just puts 105K in. Osmus, Ace, King, 9, Deuce, suited Ace.
Don't have ace king.
Gets gets to complete the big blind.
No, I didn't figure you didn't have
We even get to hear Elton. It's great.
Yep.
Now, I know you've told me on several occasions, Nano, to, you know, not pay too much attention to the chat because you get in trouble. They can lead you down certain pathways that you don't necessarily want to be led down.
What
But
do you
a
got
lot,
for me?
a lot of people in the chat are saying that Philip Lovric is very sweet.
Oh, is that right? No, read the chat then, because I would love to know. Is it? Okay, tell me this.
It has to be a joke.
Is it same country?
It's not very sweet, bro.
No way.
Chat are just trolling.
I-
We could start, you know, Philip Lovric's Galfond.
No, but I know that's not true because I know what he looks like. I don't know what Berry Sweet looks like. Do you?
I know what his online avatar looks like.
A bunch of berries, yeah, I know.
No, it's not very sweet, boys and girls. Nice try.
You got me. But okay, real quick, let's rewind for a second. Paul opened the cutoff, got called by Jeremy. Wow, so Paul c-bet 150,000 after raking 105K, and Jeremy just folded Ace King. Is that standard on the Ace 10-6 against Paul?
It's a large size and no real way of improving. You know, no
It's a genuine question, by the way.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, it's just like this. You're facing a large C, but SPR going to the turn is going to be less than 1, and you're going to be up shit's creek without a paddle. You know,
Jeez,
with just top, naked top.
this is a tough game. And Paul just had pocket kings, by the way. I don't know if you saw that.
King, queen, backdoor diamonds. Yeah,
Yeah,
and a pre-flop range advantage as well.
yeah, it's interesting. So I guess if you don't really know this game, like, you can easily make a lot of mistakes.
Most definitely.
Because like
yeah.
I'm looking at, I'm like, okay, I'm like, oh, that looks like a standard call. This looks like a, and maybe you can play pre-flop, but just asking the expert, you.
That needs to be in quotation.
Yeah, I did
bracket.
put some air quotes out there.
I saw the hands get lifted.
But I wasn't sure if I should do it because it might hurt your feelings.
No, you're good, man. I think it's a good point to bring up. These guys, obviously, professional poker players, but a lot of people do jump into the game of PLO. 2 times as many cards equals twice as much fun, but it also means you're going to get yourself in twice as much trouble because people approach it with a no-limit hold'em mentality.
So, I saw Antonio's just limp here. Jeremy actually pots it from the small blind. This hand, it's double suited. It's got a pair, but it doesn't look that strong to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Out of position.
Yeah, thins out the field by 1.
Well, let's see what happens. Well, I guess if you know
Sometimes.
the 7, the walking sticks, as Grafton would say, is coming. Wow, just as dry as it gets, too, huh? C-bet or check? Talk to me.
Sometimes you pop it up pre.
He's even surprised.
Yeah, you just flop top set. 2 backdoor flush draws. Loving life. 300k out there.
Gotta be so hard to have 94% too. Like, in this game.
Pretty uncommon. Yeah, Antonio's drawing 2 running hearts or running.
Now, we don't blame him for calling, right? Like, holding a pair can hit one of those random other pairs, maybe crack some aces. Oof. Oh my gosh.
Patrick in trouble.
Oh, he picked up the hearts, didn't he? And he thinks the 2 pair is good.
How much is in the pot?
30.
Improves to 2 pair on the turn, as Nano mentioned. Has the heart draw for dessert, just in case he needs it. We can see that he is. King no good. 4 no good.
I mean, he has to go with it, right?
Yeah, I think he stacks off it almost 100% of the time. It's now beating aces. So our first all-in
Oh, never mind.
And call of the day, Nano.
Mm-hmm.
10 left. 6 paid.
Card and king above.
Yeah, Patrick did not expect to be in this bad of shape.
8 outs once. Welcome to PLO, boys and girls. Nine of diamonds on the river, and
Oh, there's Tom.
US superstar Jeremy Osmus
Yeah.
gets the double. Been on an absolute tear in recent months. Mainly in the form of no limit hold'em high rollers, if I'm not mistaken. See him out here in the 4-card streets, battling with the likes of
Pardon me.
Antonius,
Excuse me.
Ivy, Dwan, JG, lest we forget.
Okay, good night. Good night.
So courtesy of that King of Hearts rolling off on the double. On the double? Rolling off on the turn? Jerry Osmus doubling up to 1.9 million, finds himself second in chips now. And even after losing that huge pot, Patrick Antonius still in third overall. 6 paid, 10 left.
So it's not very sweet. Okay. Got me disappointed. Well, that hand can wrap, right? 6, 5, 4, 3 actually connected all the way through. Actually, look how the little cards out there. Only one card that's paint in their hands of those 12 cards. Must be tough. So that means the queen has to be good.
Yeah, you saw the pre-flop equities there as well between the 3 hands. Antonius's hand certainly looks, or can deceptively look, you know, like you mentioned, connected, but solvers typically don't like having cards lower than a 5 in your hand,
Can you,
especially
can
multi-way.
you look at this, though, and believe that this queen is good on this board? So everyone having to muck to this is just... It's a little funny.
There is even a few smiles and chuckles at the table as well. Go on, Seidel. You show these young guns.
You must have never seen that in your life, right?
What, Queen 8 winning?
Holding on the Queen Jack 10 King.
Yeah, it feels
3-way.
feels extremely unlikely, right?
I heard that Henrik, who just won the No Limit main event, is very happy with the watch. Says it's super sick. Like generally very happy about having this kind of special Jacob & Co. watch. And
Yeah,
I get
adds to
another
it, right?
one. He can get another one for each of his hands if he can win the short deck main as well. That'll be special.
You imagine rocking up to a restaurant and you just Jacob & Co. on both wrists.
They just ask you, do you want to buy the restaurant right away? That is sick.
Getting quite a few questions about Lovric, but boys and girls, we don't have any info. Not even on the Hendon mob. There is...
Well, don't you guys do the interview question thing?
We do.
Can we
do.
get one out to him, like, right now?
Let's go and ask him whilst he's involved in this hand.
Oh, he's got an ace, 10, 10,
1.9.
7. Clearly not a local. It's from Sweden. So he's going to bump it up. Another suited, double suited, pocket pair. Actually, Jeremy's hand looks almost the same as Lovrik's. How the hell are they gonna flop anything? Yeah. Jeremy, what's he thinking about? Limp the cutoff.
Yeah, looks like Jeremy's somewhat curious.
By the way, one of the adjustments I have noticed is there is a lot of limping. Not just from Paul, but from Patrick and Jeremy. So probably one of the adjustments of having these shorter stacks in the tournament style, I assume. It's top 6 pay. And we're 3 from the money right now.
Yeah, 3 from the money due to the fact that Phil Ivey busts to Tom Dwan on the outer table.
Classic battle. So Lovric, pre-flop raiser. I assume this is a dry board for PLO, given no flush draws. Little cards out there. Can he stab? Can he c-bet? First one to bet wins.
Yeah, it feels like he's likely to stack off.
I guess he's thinking about, I only have 285k remaining and this 300k in the pot, and my hand is so bad if I get called, which is true, right? If his opponent has any king, for this stack to pot ratio, he's like drawing pretty much dead.
Well, I mean, he turns a flush draw 50% of the time.
Okay, that's a good
What's
point.
the pot?
But you can see that's why he was debating what to do, is that he didn't want to bet like half the stack to fold, I guess.
Yeah, but check folding also seems like
A disaster too.
a disaster as well.
Yeah, now Jeremy also doesn't have much. I mean, look, they both have the same hand almost, so that's why no one's hitting anything, right?
Spicy turn card in the form of the 4 of spades. Osmos heavily blocking
Yeah. But
7-5 and certainly going to have more straights in his range. Lovric going to have more top set traps and obviously has an aces range advantage as well.
he checks again, looks extremely weak, is weak. But can Jeremy actually fire? Seems like a strange pot. Check again. Okay, so no one's got a straight.
No one with a straight nano.
Confirm. Based on your story.
Can confirm you need to use 2 cards from your hand and 3 from the board.
So both players are holding some of the weakest hand possible, right? Like pocket 10s versus the pocket 7s. Checks again. Can Jeremy potentially stab here? Just try to represent a hand that limp called and, you know, got something out there.
I think it's likely, and Lovric going to be in a really interesting spot because Osmos isn't going to be turning King X, Queens, Jacks into a bluff.
Here we go. Pot size bet. Sick, huh?
Lovric. How are you feeling today, buddy? The way he's played this hand.
Can he really call just 2
He's from Sweden and he's taken more than 5 seconds to fold, so I think he can.
But this would be the sickest PLO hand you've ever seen, I assume.
It would definitely be
It
a
would be
front runner for why the Swedes are known as the Swedish Armada.
He's actually using Time Bank right now, and he'd be correct if he can make this call. Wow.
Has a 7, blocks ace deuce. Jeremy's never turning queens, jacks, or king
Okay.
into a bluff.
That's a muck, right?
Ayah. Does let it go.
Sick hand.
The fact that, you know,
You even
he
thought about
he
it.
even thought about it, it just goes to show this guy. He knows his way around the 4-card streets.
Yeah. I probably couldn't even beat him if they gave me 6 cards to his 4. Six?
Yeah, I think it's also important to understand that, when your range doesn't contain a ton of, 7-8 in that spot, you're going to have to defend.
You fold if I go all in on the flop?
There
You
you
would
go.
have.
Fold.
He wouldn't have called. He's bluffing him.
He's bluffing at this conversation now.
No. No one ever does that. They just kind of go shrug and don't say anything, right?
What?
There's no way he would have called.
Did he just said I would have called?
Yeah, he did. But
Jared.
we know that's false. There's no way. Am I right?
Jared
Ace
is just,
10 7 7. Yeah, no way.
It's a true professional.
Yeah.
Not only when he's in the hands, but involved in the conversations as
What
well.
does he think that this is the first event Lovrik's played, so he doesn't know there's a live stream going on or something?
Maybe.
But why are we mic'd up? For fun?
That's fantastic.
I can't believe he lied to him. He believes it too. Okay, he's trying to go into the Triton poker app to see if he can figure out something. I see Lovrik. You see he's swiping a little bit?
Hello. Triton play. Not long now, Nano. I know we've been teasing the free-to-play blockchain poker game. You can find out more information about it over on Twitter. But we've been getting fed information from the likes of Jeff Gross, and he's been talking about some of the designs and
Yeah.
just like how engaging it's going to be to play
Poker.
Yeah, because it takes away.
This card is marked.
I mean, it's still online poker, right? Don't get me wrong. Like, you're still playing in an app, in software, but it adds a lot to it. You look at GG, and we've already spoken about the emotes, and I think the way they've kind of designed the incentives, you can level up inside the Pokerverse and unlock achievements based on. I think that makes it more like a video game as well, and I think a lot of people will get more drawn towards that side.
I think we'll be able to reach a lot of players. Yeah, it's just good, right? Like,
I think so. I think
not
so.
just the high rollers. There's a lot of fans out there watching that'd be interested. So we'll love to see it develop. And you know this, Triton, when they do things, it's high quality, okay? It's not like they had us make the app or something, It's going to be good.
Chat going wild that.
At that hand?
Yeah, had Lovrik called. Everyone in the chat's like, if he calls here, maybe it is Berry. Jnan is in the chat. Jnan, I'm surprised you didn't come down to Madrid for this one, my man. Would have loved to have had you in the PLO streets.
All right, so Paul opened.
He did indeed. Let's see him go small.
This is that board I think we were talking about earlier where I can get confused. I've got ace king, I hit an ace. I still lose to kings. All right, so king's got the full house. Pocket fours here, ever call? Thinking maybe you're up against 4 whole cards? 4 big cards, yeah?
Yeah, you're just
reasonable?
hoping that Paul
Got an
slows
ace king,
down.
queen jack or something?
Yeah, like if Paul has like ace king queen 7 or just, like you said, like 4 Broadway type hands, cards even, just gets the blast, and getting our force to showdown is going to be extremely tough.
Do you like that Paul's reaching for more chips right now?
100%.
Okay, go for value.
Yeah. It's somewhat annoying having the queen of diamonds in your hand, blocking queens, which is going to be one of the hands that could potentially cool you down for 3.
You can see Paul sizing down, just kind of like hoping for some crying calls, right?
Yeah, I really like the way Paul's playing this so far. Just trying to get Jeremy to second guess himself. Is he going bet small to make it look like aces and kings, and you end up leveling yourself and stationing with the weak boat?
Well, he got a lot of value out of that. 200,000 chips, actually.
Quick look at the chip counts. Jeremy Osmus leading the way, 63 bigs. Heaps. PLO MTT. Philip Lovric. Bottom of the pack with just 9 bigs. As we alluded to earlier on, Nano. 9 bigs to 50 can happen real quick. Saw Jeremy get that big double through Patrick Antonius. The flopping top set, small blind versus button. Paul Pua going for his second title here, the Gran Via in Madrid.
Yes.
Fold.
What?
140.
Gonna pot it
140. Fold.
with his 10 big blinds.
Got bad news coming from the other tables, Nano. 6 paid, 9 left. Jeff Gross has lost just a couple of small ones, to be honest with you. Tom Dwan just seems to be absolutely running the table over out there.
I mean, that's what Tom Dwan does, but Jeff Gross still has chips.
Has 14 bigs, 7 of 9, 6 paid.
Okay, hold on. What happened here? So Lawford potted it. Repot from Osmus of ace, queen, 9, 7. It's enough of a hand?
What's my saying? Run it.
Well, but the blinds are 20,000, 40,000, so this is actually a really tiny raise. I mean, like, tiny all-in, I suppose.
Yeah, and has Lovric dominated in more than one way. Hearts covered. Has his 9-7 dominated.
What a tricky game. Let's see.
Wow. Hello, Jack of Diamonds.
7, got 2 pair.
This one needs an ace, queen, or a 10. 5 of diamonds on the turn. Changes nothing. The American drawing to 10 outs once. Can he do it? No dice. The Swede gets the double. He's not out of jail yet, Nano.
It's 270.
15.5 bigs. Gives him a bit more oxygen, though.
I want to see this mystery player
So do I.
run it deeper, and we
Yeah.
just finally the winner's interview. We need the winner's interview to figure out who he is.
So what's your online screen name? And then there's like a massive explosion, smoke comes over the arena and he just disappears, you know. When we come back, he's just not there anymore.
Yeah. We're never going to know, are we?
I don't think so, no.
Well, he's
What?
entertaining me, though.
Whenever you see someone, you know, under the age of 35, rock up, doesn't have much of a Hendon mob, nobody really knows who he is, he's probably got a pretty solid online screen name.
Especially from another country.
Anonymity is a privilege, you know, look at the likes of Veni Vidi, Action Freak,
So you're
Run
telling me
Chucks.
this is Venevidi or Action Freak?
Runchucks, you know.
Is this Runchucks?
I don't think Runchucks is Swedish.
I can tell you he's got 620,000 chips. Ace 10, 10, 3. Let's see what he thinks. Suited ace, pocket tens.
Fold.
For a call, you can see he likes to play some pots.
Fold.
Yeah, another one of those hands that can limp call.
Pot 160.
Ah, so
Wow.
poor Pua
Raised 160.
with the rags, but has both players covered. 3 away from the money.
Is this aggressive?
This is
Insanely aggressive?
this is incredibly aggressive. Yeah.
Okay.
5 seconds.
Have you seen the movie Tokyo Drift?
Yes.
Yeah. This is where he realizes that if you're driving over a certain speed limit in Japan, the police don't chase after you. That's what Paul's experiencing right now, and he's loving every moment of it.
Oh, he got one hand to fold.
Oh yeah. It's like 9 left, 6 paid, boys. He's just pressed the NOS button. Let's go.
Okay.
He's got the 1 earpiece in.
Wow. That was sick, huh? Like, because you got to imagine the guy who limped
And 1 diamond piece.
is probably going to call your raise, right? Like, and because he's quite shallow. Wow. Like, I said earlier that Paul's inexperienced. Probably. I could be wrong, of course. But I'll tell you, he's throwing some curveballs at these guys right now. And they don't know how to react.
No, come on, man. I mean, how many times do you think over the years, you know, in their high-stakes cash games when they've got the short deck running or they're playing like high-stakes NL, and, you know, Elton turns around and he's like, I want to play an orbit of PLO, or, you know.
Right, but I'm
So-
saying when they play PLO, it's like an orbit or two. They're not playing like a whole day's worth of PLO.
No, for sure, definitely. But, you know, you rack it up over the better part of the last, like, however many years, you know.
Right. I
He's,
guess.
he's got a trick or two up his sleeve.
Well, that was one of his tricks. How many other tricks he's got? He's already played like 3-4 tricks.
Yeah.
100,000.
Wow. This is a really interesting lineup. All right. Antonius opening up. Big cards.
Fold. Fold.
Over to Laverick. Ace. Suited ace. 6-5-4.
Versus 2.5x. Yeah, it sucks that we're tri-suited, but always going to defend.
Beggars can't be choosers, right? You got to go with what you got.
Heads up.
Tri-suited. Didn't know that term before you. Okay.
Yeah, tri-suited or triple-suited, whatever you want to call it.
No, I like it. I never heard you say quad-suited yet, though.
450.
That was silly of me to say. All right, so Antonius pots it.
260.
Top pair, of course.
Bet 260.
Against shallow stacks. You basically just bet and hope for the best, right?
Yeah, PLO similarly to short deck is obviously, you know, an equity denial game, and it's not a hand like this, which sure top pair, top kicker, but there's what any Jack 10, 9, 7, 6, 5 completes a straight, spade rolls off, flush gets there, you know.
We'll play one whole round with an extra player. So every 5 hands, we're going to randomize one player over to the other team.
Right. So
Oh.
floor. You want to confirm what just happened there, Randy?
I thought I heard. I'm guessing they have an odd number of players, and they're going to like move a player every hand to kind of make
Yeah.
it fair.
What is it?
Exactly.
Every 5 hands?
That's cool. I had never heard of that
Players or
I don't know
before.
what he means. What do you mean every 5 hand randomized?
Because we have 5, they have 4. So every 5 hands, a player moves.
Right. So
Yeah.
every one
So
extra round that we play,
to make it as fair as possible, especially
Okay.
we pick 2. And
on a money bubble
Yeah.
this big,
That seems like a good way to do it.
you don't want.
Look.
That's cool.
It makes it extremely fair, man. I know online can be really annoying in that sense, especially if you're playing a satellite and you're on the four-hander table.
They definitely are not doing that online. I'll tell you that.
No, exactly. It's really good to see.
Yeah,
It protects the players.
I love that.
Fold.
I mean, Paul's never even heard of this too, so like that's cool. King, queen, 5, deuce. He's got the button, and he's gonna make some play of it. It doesn't look like a good hand to me, but maybe I'm wrong. I guess at least you got the position.
What, the king, queen, 5 deuce?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to take it to the streets.
I mean, it's like 2 no-limit hold'em hands, king, queen, and 5 deuce suited. Yeah, I guess I can see that. 5 deuce suited, also not that great, but
3 players.
it is what it is. Okay.
Check.
Ace jack.
Check.
Yeah, top 2 for Lovric, and I think Paul with the double gutter.
Yeah,
Is-
seems tempting, doesn't it?
Gonna take a stab here.
Against 2 blinds who... Look up. Timing's... This guy's like a genius. Did he just make
boy.
a straight? Like, this is the most disguised straight possible, right? The deuce
That's
5.
disgusting. 160k out there. Lovric with 400 in his stack.
Bet 75.
And that's like a really good board for ace jack.
Probes for 75k.
Wait, okay, I was gonna say. He sees it straight, right? Okay. He's probably never hit a straight with deuce 5 in his life.
385. Pot 385.
Wow. Is there a chance you can get away from ace jack? Ever? Against a guy who you think might not have the most experience in PLO?
You're unblocking diamonds. You're unblocking all the straight draws, bar, you know, the 7-6, 7-5s.
Like,
But it's like does. Yeah, I don't blame him. It's, you know,
5-2?
Paul's just going to have a lot of hands that we're flipping against, or, you know,
Of course.
we're 60-40 against. So Lovric, 6 outs once.
3 pair.
He's an ace jack or 3-2 double up.
Ace ball.
We're going to be down to just 8 players. Do you feel it coming, Nano? Against the boss now?
I want to know who he is, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Wow.
Oh, we may know who he's going to... The winner's interview is still live.
What?
Wow.
Short deck.
Jack of diamonds,
Kinda like
corner
that.
pocket, Nanonoko.
That was a hard one to win. Punished.
We will not even owe you.
Oh, this guy's... I love how he's always laughing, even when he loses.
Bro, if I just got 6 outed on the bubble of a 25k, I'm not smiling.
Not the first time you play Triton, Henry. That happens to you. Oh man.
Wow.
You're like, why's your hand so bloody, Henry?
So, courtesy of that Jack of diamonds, Philip Lovric doubling up to 24 big blinds, but still, well, sat in 4th. That's because Tom Dwan has all the chips, 3.5 million to be precise.
Yeah. You said you want to see Tom play, so like, I guess I'm not surprised he's doing so well.
Okay, man.
Fold.
JG still in there. Seidel.
Yeah. Well, if Tom's got such a big stack, the chances you getting to watch him tomorrow are pretty high.
You have about 400 or something? 5?
It's okay to fall. 355.
This
How much?
could find its way in the
355
middle.
behind.
I think Osmus could certainly limp this or pot this pre. Yeah, okay. It looks like
5 seconds.
raising chips.
120, right?
Pot.
Yeah.
Does take it upstairs. And
Oh.
yeah, Seidel says, run it, boys.
Calling call. I don't have much.
Me neither. I just dull suited.
You hear what Seidel says? Like, I don't have much.
That's a
Ace-
decent hand right in the spot. I don't know.
Ace Jack 10-7. Oh, he's right. He doesn't have much. Osmus as well. It's like, yeah, neither do I. Just double suited. 47%.
Yeah. Okay.
More than enough.
Let's see.
Wow, King of Diamonds in the window.
Whoa, that's a flush.
That is
Yeah.
indeed.
So you're telling me that Ace of Diamonds?
That Ace of Diamonds
No
counts for
chance.
nada,
Very
my
nice.
friend.
Usually PLO gives you sweats. No? Wow.
And not even a sweat on the turn
Alrighty.
All right.
for Eric
Night, guys.
Seidel.
See ya.
It came so close. The 75k runner-up.
That's right.
Did get the lion's share.
Toilet for 3
The
minutes.
prize pool in that one, but
You handle mine.
you know what I mean. When you knock on the door, a couple of occasions at a live stop, but ultimately come up short. Got it in good. That's all you can do. Not gonna make it in this one as he bows out in 9th. And I believe, Dano, it's a short stint for us in the booth for
Yeah.
the PLO for the 25k, as we will be bagging and tagging for today and tomorrow from 2 p.m. local time. Coming back, Tom Dwan coming into day 2. He might need a couple of bags with the amount of chips that he's got, not going to lie. Just having a quick look, coming in tomorrow with 3.4 million. And then look at this. I mean, Jeremy, who just knocked out Eric Seidel in second. I mean, Tom has almost double what Jeremy has. Absolutely insane. Jeff Gross, bottom of the pack, coming back tomorrow. 8 left with 6 paid. And just take a quick look at those payouts, see what they will be playing for. So 60,000 euro min cash. I think tomorrow is very likely we have quite a slow start. In what I mean by that is, how many flops are we actually going to see? With the min cash being so big, do you want to just give a little bit of insight as to how are these short stacks going to approach this bubble?
I mean, they should be folding a lot, right? Like, they should be waiting for, super high equity premium type holdings and hope someone else busts out. Because if one of the short stacks gets in before you, their chances of busting is probably 50%.
Yeah.
Let them go first, collect the pay jump,
There we
then
go.
go for it.
Let's lock up that 60k first before we start spinning it up. But yeah, just quick, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all sub 16 bigs. So it's not like it's clear coming in tomorrow who's going to bubble and who is going to have to fight. Any of these players could be going home empty-handed, and as we know, twice the cards, twice the fun. So, boys and girls, we'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. for event number 11, 25k pot limit. Omaha. Good night from us here in the broadcast booth.